Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's BJ here. So in this video, I'll be walking you through how I was able to build this HR dashboard. So this dashboard monitors active employee, attrition rate, average salary, employee performance, among others. And we also have different charts of how the employees are distributed in different categories. And also we can filter by categories, filter by charts, can filter by category, filter by charts. So for this sales department, we have only 26 active employees, and attrition rate was down by 19%. The average salary is about 69K, and the average performance score with a scale between 1 to 4. So this is still beyond average. And also for the employee satisfaction score, we have an average of with between the scale of 1 to 5, so which is still pretty good. So I'm going to walk you over how I was able to build this dashboard in Power BI. So let's get started. Okay guys, so before any analysis, we have to first understand the data. Yes, we have to first understand the data which we'll be using in performing the analysis. So from here, let me show you the dashboard again. So from here, we'll be needing the employee names. Then we are going to make use of the termination date to get the attrition count, then divide it by this current workforce to get the attrition rate compared to the employee size. Then the average salary for the current employee, the average performance score for the current employee, then the age for the current employee, and also the employee satisfaction score for the current employee. So we will also be needing some columns such as the gender columns or sex. So we are going to do some data cleaning here, so that we are going to standardize this because it's in sex. Let me check. This data contains lots of information. Let me see. Yes, this column here. So we are going to be standardizing this F, which stands for female, into the actual form, which is female, and also M for male as well. So we are going to do that. We are going to need this hire, date of hire, so that to know the amount of employee per year, and also months wise as well. We also need this date of termination to know the count of employee that has left the company. Okay, so let's still see. And also we are going to need the date of birth. So from this date of birth, we'll be able to calculate the age. There is no age column here, so we'll be doing some calculated columns or some calculate a calculated column. And also we are going to check how those age are distributed. And also we also be needing the department column as well, and also the recruitment source column as well. So let's proceed. So here, click blank reports. Okay, so click get data because he'll be using a CSV file, not an Excel file. So text/CSV. So let's select the data set. HR Analytics, HR dataset. Okay, so the data has loaded. So here is the preview of the data. So we should have loaded this data directly into Power BI, but we won't be doing that because we don't need most of this column. We don't need most of them, most of the columns. We don't need them. So I'll be transforming that data in Power Query. So click transform data. Let's also see if we'll be doing some data cleaning as well. on the columns that we need. So it seems this is complete. So we'll be needing this. So let me select the columns that are needed. Choose columns. Choose columns. So first unselect all. We need the employee name. We need the salary. We need the performance score. We need the date of birth. We need the gender. We need the date of hire. That's for the line charts. For this line chart here. So that's where we'll be using date of hire. And also this date of termination to get the attrition. To get the attrition of those that has left. Department. We also be needing this manager ID. I'll be showing you what we'll be using this for. Because we're going to create hierarchy. So from this department, we will create an hierarchy down to manager, then to employee names. Performance score, employee satisfaction. Let me check this. Okay, performance score, date of birth, salary, date of hire, date of termination, department, manager, performance score. We don't need this. Let me remove it. We have already gotten the performance score ID. We need the ID, not the category data. So performance score, remove this. Yes, employee satisfaction. So let me check if all those that are the column that are needed. Yes, recruitment source as well. Recruitment source. We need the recruitment source. We didn't choose that. Yes, recruitment source. Okay. So in case if we left any columns, in case we didn't choose any column, if we forgot to choose a column, we can come back to this. So let's close and apply this. So these are the three we'll be needing. This one, followed by table view, then followed by model view. The dataset is loading. Let's give it time. The dataset is through loading. Let me minimize this. Let's So what we'll be needing first that we need to create our KPIs. We need to create such as active employee, average age, employee satisfaction score. So we need to create that first. So let's go ahead and do that. So we are going to create a blank table. So it is in this blank table that we'll be putting in those KPIs. So let me name it KPI measures load. So be patient, it's going to appear here shortly. Okay, so this is it, guys. So now to create a KPI measure, we have to right click and select new measure. Now the first measure we are supposed to create, or which we are going to create, is the active employee measures. So let's go ahead and do that. Backspace, active employees. equals to calculate. Yes, I'm going to explain this. Calculate distinct count employee name, close bracket, comma. Okay, so guys, from here we'll be using the dates of termination. So any employees which he or she is there to be terminated, they are going to have null value in this place here, as can see. That means any employee that has a null value here, which is blank, means the person is not yet terminated. So we are going to make use of that logic here. So it's going to be date of termination equals, nope, date of termination, let's use is blank. Then let's close the brackets. Okay, so let's verify that. Let's verify that. Okay, so we are right. We are on the right track. So for the second measure, which is attrition rate. So now, instead of that blank, we are going to select is not blank. That means anyone that has this date of termination, that the data exists. So that means it is not blank. So we are going to count them as well. Then we'll be dividing them by the current employee so that we are going to know our attrition rate compared to the current workforce size. That means you are looking at people that have left the company within a defined time and people that are still there. So the amount or the rates of the people that are still within the environment and those that have left. We want to check that so that for just want to just check that. So let's do that. So new measure. Okay, so attrition count equals to calculate. This calculate function is used for filtering. So for this one, we filter for those that the date of termination is blank. So we filter for that. So for this time, we'll be filtering for those that are not blank. So hope you get that. Distinct. Sorry about that. Distinct count, employee name, close bracket, comma. So not is blank. So those that the data exists in that table, date of termination exists. So we are not looking for the attrition count. We are looking for the rate compared to the current workforce size. So that's what we'll be looking. So we'll be dividing the attrition count by the active employee. So let's create measure for that as well. So it's still loading. Okay. Attrition rate equals to divide attrition count by active employees, close brackets. Then so this is going to be in decimal, so we are going to format it as percentage. So let it finish loading. So format as percentage, then in 0, so 0, decimal place 0. Okay, so let's check that as well. So let's use the KPI card. Let it finish loading. Okay. So let's check that. Drag attrition rate over field. Okay. So we're on the right track. Now, looks like employee, yes, average salary. So the salary we'll be checking is the average salary of the current actor of the current employees, not the one that has left. So we'll be filtering that as well. New measure, AVG salary equals calculate average salary, close bracket, comma, is blank, date of termination, close bracket, close bracket, enter. So since this is in currency, be formatting it with this dollar sign. Format with dollar sign. Format as currency. So it's loading, it's loading, it's loading. Okay, new KPI card. Then drag average salary onto the feed. Okay. Okay. Did we leave the decimal part? Okay, let's remove the decimal part from here. Click average salary. So in decimal, zero decimal place. So average performance score. Enter. Okay, so let's calculate average performance score of our current employees. New measure. AVG path. So I'll be shortening this. I don't want it to be too long. Score equals calculate average performance score ID, close bracket, is blank, date of termination. Date of termination. Yes. Okay. So let's use the KPI card. Drag it. Okay. So for the let's do for the employee satisfaction score as well. Employee satisfaction score. So all these measure you are seeing aside this attrition rate is for active employees. We are not doing for those that has left. If you want to do for attrition analysis, then that's a different case. But this one we are doing for currently for people that are in the working environment, not those that has left the company or left the organization. Okay. Employee satisfaction score. This will be too long. Let me shorten it. Equals calculate average employee satisfaction, comma, is blank, date of termination. Enter. So let's bring in another KPI card. It's loading. Okay. Drag it, drop. Okay. So I will still be aligning this. So I just want us to just get all the measure in place before we do that. Okay. So let's go into table view, because now we need to calculate for the average age. But right now in this column, so right now we don't have age here, but we only have date of birth. So what I'm going to be doing is that I'll be using each employee date of birth here. I'll be using it, then using the date of termination, the last date of termination, because now I can't minus the current date, which is 2025, from this date here. I can't because it will be, it's just like if there are some that are about 70 years or maybe 80 years, and the data was, let me check the last date of the data. So 2018. So 2018 to 20, that's about 8 years gap. So as can see, so it doesn't make any sense. So I have to minus it from this last date of termination to get at least when this data was still populated. So the last day that the later data was populated. So that's what I have to do here. So hope you understand. So now we have to create a new column. New column. New column. It is loading. Okay, so age equals date. We'll be using the date diff function. So it's going to check for the difference between two dates. So we are going to let's proceed. So date one, the start date, which is the date of birth, DOB, date of birth, comma, and the last date, which is max date of termination. Date of termination. So the interval, you want it in years. Yeah. So enter. Okay. So we're on the right track. So I want it to be, okay, it's already in one number. We don't need to do that again. And also, we also need to create a new column as well, another column. This is for this. Also, we are going to group those age. We are going to group it. So we are going to group it like this. So let's proceed and do that. So new column. Age group. Let me capitalize the G. Age group equals. So for this, we'll be using the switch function. Switch. true, open close brackets, if if age equals to and greater, sorry, there's supposed to be a comma here. If age is greater than equals to 18 and age is less than equals to 24, then 18 hyphen 24. So let's check if this is working. Okay, it looks like we have no age between 18 and 24. Let's check. Let's copy this. Let's copy this. Control C. So between 25 and 34. 25, 34. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so as can see, the data is populating. So let's do for the rest. Comma, Control V, backspace. So it is going to be between 44 and 44 and it's going to be between 35 rather, 35 and 44. So 35, 44, 35, 44. Control V, between 45 and 54. 45, 54. 45, 54. So the last one is going to be so the last one is going to be 55 plus 55 plus 55 plus. So cancel this last comma, enter. Okay, so we're on the right track. Okay, so let's get back into our report view. So let's check let's create a measure for the average age. So let me delete this so that it's going to bring the KPI measure at the top. It's going to put at the top there. So it will prioritize it once we delete this column because this is an empty column. Delete from model. Yes. So it should be at the top here. Here's the issue with Power BI. It is not as optimized as Tableau. Not as high, is not as optimized as Tableau. So if you want to do this, your system have to be a high performing system, or else you notice sluggishness. Despite this system be a Core i7, so I'm still experiencing this. So let's wait, be patient. Okay, so yes, yeah, it is here at the top here. So let's create a new measure for the age. New measure. It's loading. It's loading, it's loading, it's loading. It's loading. Wow. Okay. Average age equals to. So since we are still calculating for our active employees, we have to use the calculate function. Calculate average age. Average age. Be careful and not select this age group. This age group is a text. Why this one is a numeric data? This is a text. This is a numeric data. So be careful. We are selecting for the age. Close bracket, comma, is blank. Is blank. Date of hire. Date of termination. Sorry about that. Close. Enter. Okay, so let's bring in a new KPI card. It's loading. Okay, so drag this onto the field here. Average age. Okay, so this is in fraction. This is a day in decimal. So let's put it as a whole number. General whole number. Okay, so 39 approximately. So it's still loading. Enter. Okay, didn't know why this didn't select in the first place. Okay, so we have gotten our 6 KPIs. So let's proceed with the chart. So the first chart is a stack area chart or an area chart. So let's quickly build that. Let's build that. So for this, we'll be using this chart. Okay. So let's add the data. Date of hire. Date of area chart. Not the table. Area chart. So on the x-axis and attrition count. Nope. Active employee. Okay. So we'll still be customizing this. So let's bring out the chart first. So the next one will be yes, distribution by gender. So let's check the gender. So the donut chart. So sex, put it on the legend. then values, active employees as the values. Okay. Drag it beside it. Say be doing some customization. Then followed by what? Okay, distribution by age group. So the age group we created. So that's what we'll be using. Let's bring in the chart first. Age group. Drag it onto the legend. Then active employees. Onto the values. Drag, place it beside. Now, distribution by department. Let's verify. Yes, distribution by departments. Okay. Let's bring in our column charts. Yes, our column charts. So, departments on the x-axis, the scale, active employee, on the y-axis. Now, there is something I want to do here because I want us to be able to drill down. So we drill down by this department into the managers of each department, then the employees in each department. So you'll be bringing in those. And also you'll be adding some tooltip here. So let's quickly do that. So managers, name of managers. Oh, I didn't bring in names of managers. Let's quickly do that. Edit query. So I only bring in the manager's ID. So we want the actual name. So this can happen while doing your analysis. So you have to just get back and pick that data. So we only include this and not their name. This is just an ID. This is not their name. So manager ID. I made a mistake. I'm supposed to choose the name, not the ID. Okay. So close and apply. So let's give it a minute. Let's give this a minute. Okay. The changes will apply soon. Yes, it has applied. So let's drag the manager's name. Okay, it's still loading. Wow, Power BI. Let's give it a minute. Okay, so manager name. So we are trying to create an hierarchy. So it's going to be below. Yes, below. Okay, then the employee name. Also, drag it. Now we are going to create tooltip. Tooltip is when I hover over an employee, as you can see, active employee 1. So we are going to add more information such as their salary, the average, their performance, their satisfaction. So we are going to add that. So if we go into this attrition, no, yes, measures, average age, just drag it onto these two tips, average salary as well, employee satisfaction score, average performance score. Okay, so now you can be able to drill down. So let's check. So for each department, as you can see, we have LeBlanc's 10, employee named Tyron, active employee. The average age is 32, average salary is 63 grand, and the employee satisfaction score is 5, which is the highest rank. Looks like we are yet to input performance score. No, it is there. It is there. Then why am I not seeing it? Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Average performance score is below. Okay, I might have missed that. So let's drill up. Let's drill up to the departments. Give it a minute. Okay. Now the recruitment source. So that one is the bar chart. Let's bring it in. Okay. Let's stretch it. Okay, the data, recruitment source on the y-axis, which is this. This is the bar chart. Then active employees on the x-axis. Okay, so we have gotten our charts and our datas, the KPIs and stuff. Now let's dive into customization. So first, I have already designed this. I have already designed this dashboard background. Yes, I've already designed this dashboard. So I want us to skip the whole process of creating this background because it might take a while. This really took me a while. It took some time before I was able to create this. So let's just use the one I created. So I'll be including it in the resource. I'll be including it in the resource I'll be providing. So let's just get the background. So click on the outer part on the canvas itself, not on the chart. On the canvas. Okay. So click formats, canvas background, browse. Okay, so here it is. Double click. Now you aren't able to see anything, right? It's because the transparency is at 100%. So let's reduce that. Okay, so our chart looks a bit messy, so we are going to do some cleaning up. So I'm going to shrink this, shrink it, shrink it, shrink it, shrink this as well, shrink this as well, this. So let's remove the category label, format, category label turn off for this as well, turn off. We don't need those. We'll be creating our label. or else I might not be able to customize it further like this. This is at the top, not below. For this as well. So let's remove the background. Control select, Control select, Control select, Control select. So size and style, background. Remove text color, which is from the colored value. So let's change it to white. And also the fonts. I love using Segoi Semi-UI bold. I don't know how to pronounce it very well. And reduce the font size. Let's reduce it to 35. I believe 35 should be okay. Okay. So I will proceed and customize this as well. I'll be shrinking it. So let's do that so it will fit. So let's remove the background for the chart as well. Control select, Control select, Control select, Control select. Okay, so let's remove the background. The title, let's change the color to white. White. And for the font, Segois UI semi-bold. Let's go to the font size. I think this is good. So let me fit all the charts and the KPIs into the frames. Let me do that. So I'm going to pause the video. Okay, so I also went ahead and fit all this into the frames. Yes. So now let's create the title. So click text box. Remove the background. Click on it. Control All. Change to white font. Okay. Active employees. So my favorite font. So let's make it 8. Let's shrink it. Okay. So Control C, Control V. Let's drag it. Control All. Attrition Rate. Let's capitalize that. Control V, Control V, click and drag. Okay. Average salary. Let's drag this down a bit. Let's move this closer. Okay. Control V. Drag. Average age. Shrink. Okay. So let me adjust this. Okay, perfect. So this one is average performance score. Control V. Double click and drag. Average perf score. Okay. Control V again. Drag. Average and satisfaction. So okay. Control V. Drag. HR. Let's increase the font size. Let's check 32. If it's not too big. Drag. I believe this is good enough. I believe this is good. Is it aligned? Let's check if it is aligned. Nope. Okay. This is aligned. Now, let's proceed with the customization for the charts. So for this one, click on it. Okay, so let's first remove the grid lines. Off. The vertical grid lines off as well. Now the color, the line color and the shaded area. So let's smoothen it. Smooth. So it has sharp edges, so let's smoothen that. Smooth. Okay, done. Let's reduce the width. Okay, so that's the width of the line. We reduce the width of the line. Now let's remove the y-axis. We won't be needing it. We'll be using the data label. So values off. So there will be more room. Title off as well. Okay. So for the x-axis, let's change the color. Let's change the color to white. Let me first hide or minimize this. Let's have the title, and then for the values, let's put white and reduce the font size to it. Then white. Okay. It is here to apply. Give it a minute. Okay, that's good. So let's turn on the data label. Data label on. So let's change the font color as well and also reduce the font size. Values 8. Font color white. Let it apply. Give it a minute. Okay, so let's change the line color to match and the shaded areas color to match the purple color we used. Color. Purple. Okay. Give it a minute to apply. Give it a minute. Okay, so we are there. So now let's proceed with the donut chart. With the donut chart, let's first increase the radius. Slices. Spacing. Let's increase it to 90. 90. Okay. So let's use the advantage to do for this one as well. 90. Okay. So now For the gradient, color, so that the weakest and the strongest. So we'll be converting this back to a line, to a bar chart or a column chart, because this donut chart doesn't have where we can automatically adjust the color strength. So it doesn't have that, but we can do that with the bar chart. So after doing that with the bar chart, we'll convert back to the donut chart. So let's quickly do that. So build, let's check the build. You are going to see what I mean here. Colon. Give it a minute. Okay. So now let's go into format. Let's go and format that. The colon. Columns. Now color. Nope. You're supposed to go through this place from FX. So it's time to do a conditional format here. So gradient. So purple. And the light version of purple. I believe this is good enough. Okay. Let it apply. Okay, so let's convert back to donuts. Okay, so we are getting there. This is good. So let's use the format painter and apply it on this one as well. Give it a minute. Good. So let's change the data label colors to white, and also remove this actual value and return only the percentage without the decimal part. Data label of values, color white. Now for the decimal, let's put it in 0. And for this, we want only the percentage, not the value. Percent of total. For the legend, let's change the legend color as well. So let's reduce this to 9. The color, so white. The title, let's change the color to white as well. Okay, it has already applied. Okay. Okay, so let's quickly do that for this as well. Oh, there's something we forgot to do here. There's something we forgot to do here. There's something we forgot to do here. So this, let's change it to female and this one to male. Let's quickly do that. So let's do that in Power Query. Right click, edit query. So this is how a real world analysis looks like. This is how a real world analysis looks like. So you have to go back, make changes back and forth. So let's standardize it. So sex, change it to gender. Let's capitalize gender. Then replace values. Replace values. Replace values. Let it finish loading. Replace values. Replace values. So find M and replace it with male. Replace values. find F and replace it with female. So let's close and apply. Let me hide this filter pane. Okay, so it has applied. So let's change the color. Let's format it. Values. We only want the percent of total. The color should be white. The font size 8. Okay, so in 0 decimal. 0. Okay, so for the legend, let's go and format that as well. Let's reduce it to 9. For the color, use white. Okay, so let's edit this title. The title is too long for my liking. Let distribution by department. For this one, let's make it higher by year. For this one, gender distribution. For this one, age group distribution. This one, recruitment distribution. Okay, so let's make some changes to this as well. The title is good enough. The x-axis, let's reduce it to 8. Now what? Let's leave it as 9. For the font color, let's use white. For the x-axis, let's remove the value and the title. We won't be needing those. The column, let's change it to purple. Still trying to apply. Okay, so let's use Format Painter to format this as well. Okay. Okay. So let's turn on the data label. Data label. Let's change the color as well. To white. And reduce the font size to 8. Let us apply that to this. Turn on white. Hit apply. So before bringing in the rest of the icons and the slicer and the slicers, which is for the department slicer and the date slicer as well, let's just see what's happening here. So from here, we have about 40 current employees in the IT department. So we can drill down. Once we click this turn on, click to turn on drill down. So we can just click on it and drill down, click on it once. So we are going to see the manager name first, the manager that is managing each employee. And from there, we can check their average score, their performance, and also the amount of employees which are under them. So for this Brian Champagne, we have about 8 active employees under him. So let's check for more information. So as you can see, Brian, all the recruitment source of each and every one of these employee under manager Brian, they are from Indeed. So let's check their information. So the average Wang Chang age is 37. His average salary is 84 grand. And employee satisfaction score is 4, which is good. And average performance score is 3, which is beyond the overall average. So let's proceed back. So you can do that with this. I just have to just show you this before I bring in the rest of the icons. It's still loading. Okay. So let's check what else we need to bring in. Okay. So let's bring in the slicer. Let's bring in the slicer, the department slicer. Slicer. It's still loading. Okay. So let's drag the department onto it. Give it a minute. Okay. We are there. So now let's customize this. Let's customize it. Okay. Let's remove the header. Then the background. Let's remove that. Okay. The text color. Let's change it to white. Let's reduce the font. Okay. It's still applying. Give it a minute. Okay. So Now let's change this into tile. Slicer settings, vertical list. Nope, we want it as tile. Okay, still loading. Okay. Let's stretch it apart. So it's going to stay in that background. Okay, so let's reduce the font size further. So for the background, so we are going to change, going to match this background. We're going to change to this background. So it's going to match it. So let's use our color picker. Pick color. Control Alt, Control X. Color. More color. Control V. Okay, so let's remove the borders. Border. The top. Remove. Bottom. Remove. Left. Remove. Right. Remove. Okay. So let's stretch it a bit. Okay. So it matches the background. Okay. So we're on the right track. Now let's bring in the text box for our overview. Let's remove the background. Remove. Now overview. Control Alt. Font color white. The font type Segway bold. Let's increase it. Let's try 20. 20 is too small. Let's try 24. Okay, I think this is best. Drag. Okay. Now let's bring in our date slicer as well. Okay. So drag hierarchy, date hierarchy. Let's format it, remove the header, slicer settings, drop down. Okay, so let's drag it. Okay, adjust, stretch. Okay, so let's format it. Values, let's change the values to white. Reduce the font size. Border, there's none. Background, so let's change it so it's going to match. To match, to blend in with the background, with the dashboard background. Okay, let's see. Okay, good, good. So let's adjust the slicer background as well. Let's remove it. Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, so let's check the interactivity. 2010. Okay, so in 2010, look like we have 6 employees, 2 from sales, 3 from production, and 1 from 2 from IT rather, 3 from production and 1 from sales. So okay, it's working. It's working. Okay. What else are we still missing? Okay. So let's do the clear filter. So go into the view tab. So we are going to make use of this bookmark here. But in case if you did not see this here, just go to view and click on this bookmark. So click on it, it's going to appear here. So once it appears, just click it. Okay, so after clicking it, click add. So it's going to add a new bookmark. Rename it to clear. Let's rename it to clear. Clear filter. Okay. Make sure that while you are using this, while you are doing this, make sure that no filter is applied on the current data, because this is going to take a snapshot of this. Going to take a snapshot of this. So let's be sure that there is no filter being currently applied while doing this, or else whenever you click the clear filter button, it's going to revert back to the state which you when you had the bookmark. So please take note of that. So after doing this, let's go and insert button. Insert buttons, blank. So drag it below. Perfect. So let's add an action to it. Bookmark. Let it load. Clear filter. Good. So let's customize it. We are going to customize it further from this which we initially had. So it will be different. It will be different from this. Okay, text, clear, clear filter. Let's reduce the font size to it. The font color should be white. Okay, let's remove the border. and fill. Let's change the color. Okay. So let's reduce the transparency to 0. Perfect. Perfect. So let's make it curve. Let's make it curve. Around, 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 around. Okay, yes. Um, okay, good. So let's test if it's working. So let me filter for 2010. Okay. Okay. So now for you to apply this filter, you have to click the control key. You have to hold it down, then tap on it. So that's when it will apply. If you just click on it only, it won't work. So that's how it's going to work. So I'm going to bring in the rest of the icons, such as this, and this. So let me quickly do that. And guys, so we are done with our dashboard. So everything is looking good. Yep, everything is looking good. Let me filter for admin office. Okay, good. Everything is working. Everything is working. Everything is working. Everything is working. Let me adjust this. Let me adjust this. I want it to be a round up, not a decimal. Formats. Detail label. Percent of total. Correct. Values. Okay. 0. Okay. Very good. So that's a bit for this video, guys. So be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. Have a great day. Bye.